Hello, you're watching my musical success journey. My name is Ivan, and I'm 57 years old, and I still don't know what I want to be. Anyways, I guess what I want to be is myself, and that's the subject of this video. I think it's very important that as individuals, as a person, that you have to be true to yourself. For one, it has a lot to do with being happy. I mean, if you're not yourself every day, how can you be happy? I found that if I'm not myself, I am not happy. Uh, and what I mean by myself is I don't like to put on airs for people. I just like to be straight with people. And if I'm not being honest and straight with people, I'm not happy. Because I want that person to know me, my true self. Because then either they're going to like me or not like me. And if they don't like me, that's fine. At least I'm true to myself. I don't go out of my way to rub people the wrong way. I don't go out of my way to make people happy either. Uh, so, I would say the last 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, actually the last 11 years, I focused on myself and trying to be happy with myself and uh, just my, how would I say, the way I feel about me, okay? And if you feel good about me as well, and you're a friend of mine, that makes me happy, and I'm glad you're a friend of mine. But as long as I can be my true self. Uh, so, also, being true to yourself is good for relationships. And then what I mean by that is, oh, here we go, we're swaying. Because I think it's out of balance. But what I mean by that is that if you're being true to yourself, it helps your relationships because the people that you're having the relationships with know you, and if they're in your life and they continue to be a part of your life, that means they're okay with you. And being okay with me makes me happy. So the first thing was happiness, and then how does being yourself affect relationships? Well, it makes you happier because you know that the people around you enjoy you for you. Also, you get a sense of self-respect when you're being your true self. You're not putting on airs. You feel good about yourself, especially being around people who enjoy your company, who consider you a friend, all of those things. But if you're not being yourself and you have friends, they're not seeing the real you, and I wouldn't be able to sleep well at night. Plus, I think if you're your true self, that you attract people who are more like you, who are on the same page as you. And yes, there are different perspectives in life and everything like that, but it's good to have people that respect you for you and your opinions, and you can respect their opinions. At least that's the way I feel about it. They might not agree with you all of the time, and that's okay. It's okay to disagree. But it's also okay to disagree, but discuss it and explain why you disagree. Not necessarily trying to change anybody's mind, but I think that it's very important that you have to be honest with that person. And the reason you're honest with them is because isn't that what you would want them to be to you? You would want to know them for who they really are. And I think you're just better off and happy with that. So you attract people that that are okay with you, and you don't have to put on any airs. You can be yourself. You can relax. You can tell silly jokes or tell stupid stories, and they're still going to come around because, they're your friend. And also, you can sleep really good at night, knowing that you're your true self. If you're constantly worrying, is somebody going to find out that I am not really who I say I am, and I'm just putting on airs for these people? What kind of way is that to live your life? Like I said, I'm 57 years old. I learned a lot. Have I put on airs before? Of course. Do I think it's a mistake? Yeah, I do. Which is why I'm making this video, because I think it's very important for you to be your true self. Me and my son, we had a discussion earlier, and we were talking about relationships. Me and his mother, we divorced. Here's the reason why we divorced. And I didn't find this out like overnight. It took me a while to really think about everything and the pros and cons of the relationship. And basically, I was not being my true self. I was being someone else. And not someone else to the point of I wasn't being honest with my kids or with my my wife at the time. I wasn't being honest in the fact that sometimes if I didn't agree with something that they were doing or was not okay with something, I kept my mouth shut and just went along with the program because I wanted, and here's why I did it, because I wanted my family to stay together, my kids to have a family, like I had a family growing up. And guess what? My dad, growing up, he did not put on any airs. And you got to see the real him right up close and personal. Whether he offended you or didn't offend you, you got to see him. And I kind of realized that, man, that's the way to live. I don't purposely try to offend anybody, but if my actions, the way I live, offend you and we can't discuss it, then we don't need to be friends. So we got a divorce, and that's when I realized that, wow, I was living basically a lie. I was not being myself. We were together almost 21 years, and what they say, hindsight's 20/20. When you're out of the relationship, then you realize, wow, what happened. But the reason I'm sharing all of this with you is so that you know that I'm just a real person. I've made mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. But try, and I think part of it is not being your true self. So try to be your true self. Like I said, me and my son were discussing earlier about relationships, and I was talking about me and his mother's relationship, and then I said to him, I said, you need to be yourself, Nick. That's my son's name. And the reason why is if the person you're with in a relationship, your significant other, doesn't know you for you and thinks you're somebody else, you're going to be living an unhappy life the rest of your life. And you want to be happy the rest of your life. You don't want to be miserable. And, I told him, I confirmed that, I realized that the reason why me and your mother got a divorce is because neither one of us were happy. It was starting to get to the point where there was conflicts happening a lot. And it was because I was trying to be myself finally, because I realized that that's what I needed to do. But that person was not okay with that. To a certain extent, but not really. So the last thing I said to his mother was, you need to go find your happiness, and I'm going to go find mine. And I found my happiness. I found my happiness in being myself and being with a partner, my wife, Kim, who is okay with me. All of my quirks, the things that I do the band, I do this video, vlogging, I guess you call it. I don't know what you would call it, but I've heard people say, yeah, you do a vlog. I'm like, okay, but I throw some music in there, try to entertain a little bit, because I love music. I'm passionate about it. My wife's okay with that. She's okay with the vlogging, the video creation. I sat the other night with her in the basement, and she was, sitting there with me. She wasn't complaining, making faces, sighing, nothing, while I was doing my thing, trying to figure out how to get these cameras all to work together. I was like 2.5 hours just messing with these stupid cameras, because I'm trying to figure all of this stuff out. But she was perfectly fine with that, because I'm being myself. She's fine with that. And if I hope and pray to God that she is being her authentic self and being okay with it. I'm not her, so I can't say, but she doesn't disagree with me. She doesn't give me a hard time. So I'm assuming that she's okay with it. And if she isn't, if she would be honest with me and tell me, that would be great. But I think she is being honest with me. She doesn't mind me doing the things that I do. Do I wish she could do more of the things that she wanted to do? Absolutely. And I think she should. She loves to make jewelry and everything like that. So I want her to be her authentic, true self. And I think that anybody out there in the world, whether you're a businessman, a lawyer, a doctor, whatever, be yourself. Yeah, you're going to have patients that aren't going to like you because they're not compatible with your personality style. But that's okay. Be yourself, because then you're going to get patients that you can relate to and talk to, and it's going to be great. So just stick to your guns and be yourself. Whatever you do, whatever your lot in life is, be yourself. That's my advice. That's the video for today. Like I said, I'm Ivan. You're watching my musical success journey. And man, I had a lot to say today, but I appreciate you listening. And if you made it to the end of the video, I thank you for listening to me talk about being yourself. Because I think that if you are yourself, life is just easier. It's less stressful. So be yourself. With that said, I'm done for the day as far as blah, blah, blah. And I appreciate you guys watching my videos, tuning into my channel. And I'm just going to continue to make content because I enjoy doing it. It's a lot of fun. So have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.